August 28, 2019, a spin-off Pokemon game, Pokemon Masters, releases on iOS and Android platforms. Everyone who is pumped for the game rush to the App Store, download it and head to open it up. Game finishes installing, all loads up, time to try it out. Wait a minute, stamina system, gem currency, spend money for, what's this, sync pairs? Oh, no. Oh no. It's a gacha game. Oh, God damn it. Hello everyone, glad to see you here. My name's RetroNC and let's move on to today's topic, Pokemon Masters EX. A quick description on what is Pokemon Masters EX if you don't know what that is. But if you do know, skip to this time frame that's on the screen. So, Pokemon Masters. It released to the mobile platform in August 28, 2019. The game is based on, who would have guessed, the Pokemon games in the franchise, but with a twist. Instead of assembling a team, you get trainers with a unique Pokemon assigned to them called sync pairs. The battles are a mix of real-time and turn-based. That being, you choose moves, but you have a thing called a move gauge that is like a elixir bar from the game Clash Royale. You gain these sync pairs by scouting them with gems, which you can get from quests, events, daily rewards and other stuff, which includes purchasing them with real money. This is how it gains the gacha game title. That's pretty much the basics of the game. So, now moving on, the release experience of the game and the reception. How was it? Well, in the first week of release, the game reached 10 million downloads and around $25 million in revenue. Metacritic gave it a 63 out of 100 and Nintendo's Life scored it a 7 out of 10 stars. The biggest pros being trainer interactions, bonjour, visuals being nice for a mobile game, and that it's much more nicer to free-to-play gamers. But on the other hand, the cons were that its longevity is worrying and of course that it's a gacha game, which I found really funny for almost no reason. But what did the players think themselves? Well, of course, outcries were heard for it being a gacha game, it being a pay-to-win game, it also being unbalanced, and that it takes a small chunk of space on your phone, which is around 1 to 2 gigabytes. While I can agree with some of these claims, I don't agree with the statement that it's pay-to-win. Well, of course, you can be a whale and spend a large amount, but that applies to any game that has microtransactions for stuff that affects gameplay. After the initial release download and playing wave passed over, things started to settle down. Some stayed and continued to play the game, others still couldn't stop venting and whining, but that is common Pokemon fan behavior and the rest just moved on. The year ended with $75 million in revenue at the end of 2019. However, a flame reignited in Pokemon fans to speak and discuss this game in 2020. Oh cool! Because of world issues in that year, some decided to revisit the game and discover some cool stuff, or try out a new cool update, right? Well, yes and no. In August 2020, Pokemon Masters had its first anniversary event, which gave some special events, unique sync pairs, and cool rewards. But it also had a fourth thing that left the biggest impact, in some cases still to this day: meme material and a viral hashtag, renaming the game to, well, it's in the title, Pokemon Masters EX. Well, what's wrong? Well, at the initial view nothing seems off, but then the hashtag appeared, Pokemon Masters X. Still sounds fine when you say it, but then you take a look at it. Yep, the people that have the cleanest minds as such on being on Twitter, yeah, pointed out that the last 3 characters together look like a other word. Playtime, yeah, adult stuff, yeah. Now in the result, getting the Pokemon Master title, yes, the fooler went on for a while, but like 90% of memes, they died off, mostly. Okay, we discussed some important moments of this game's life, but what is my experience with it? Well, I'm glad you asked. I started playing somewhere at the late winter of 2021, jumping in for a big promotion for Pokemon Day, the 25th anniversary to be precise. Started off great with bingo rewards. Well, it's like more detailed quest system pretty much, with a bingo table involved. Free sync pairs, huge amounts of free gems and scouts, while having a lot of stuff to do. After a month and a half, the freshness and peak interest started to fade away, but after finishing off the minuscule story part of the game, I got to experience much more the harder and higher ended parts of the app, since I had better sync pairs and more resources. To this day, I'm still playing it, but more so as a daily login for rewards and resource grinds, because of monthly new sync pairs. As you may understand by the last sentence, the sync pairs, in my opinion, are the best part of the game. So with that, let's start off with the things I like about the spin-off. Starting off, the music. As you may have seen on social media on some occasions, you may have seen some YouTubers making tier lists and shorts with mentions of the music library, which has mostly remixes and some original soundtracks, but bangers nonetheless. My favorites are Battleville, Battle vs Alola Elite 4, Battle Cynthia, and Battle Unova Legendary. Honorable mentions go to the Galar Gym Leader and Koga battle themes. Although I would call the whole soundtrack mostly a banger and sometimes listen to it while doing stuff like homework or script writing. I mean, the thought of having voice acting in a mainline Pokemon game is insane, but in reality we only have this luxury for now in games like this and other great spin-offs like New Pokemon Snap. So, how is it in Pokemon Masters? I mean, it is voice acting, so for a Pokemon fan it's already a lot. But in my opinion, they take it up a notch by not being super lazy and adding a very specific interaction voice lines. For example, I accidentally discovered one by putting Dawn and Cynthia on one team. When I did that, a small interaction clip was heard about them addressing each other and getting pumped for the battle, and at the end of the battle, when winning, you can also hear them celebrate together, which I found really cool and awesome.
Allow me to join you. There's something I'm curious about.
I'm counting on your 6th sense, Phoebe. Let's both do our best, Alistair.
You're always ready to go, huh, Brendan? We've got this, Wally.
I'll put a link in the description to the full video where all the team interactions are compiled in one video, so I suggest you check it out if Pokemon characters are someone interesting to you and you know a bit about them. Anyways, moving on. Art style and animations. Although the movement and idle animations might be a bit dull and or cheesy, the spots where the passion went into the look is in the sync move poses when you scout them.
Don't worry, I'll protect you. You think you can get through me?
Full video is in the description. Not only that, stunning visuals can be also seen for the special sync moves in battle. Some are dull in the sense that they mostly repeat for same types, but special ones like Anniversary or Master Trainers is where it's at.
We're the greatest! Alright!
Of course, this is also linked if you want to check out all the... Check this out. Yeah, it's pretty cool. 200 plus sync moves. Yeah, that's quite a bit, imagine. And lastly, progression and free to play. Yes, I know that it's a gacha game, but still for a gacha game you can almost always easily progress and have a great time. Yes, the prices can be really ridiculous for the gems if you want to buy them, and some stuff is locked behind a paywall, but those aren't important and are just add-ons to speed up less important mechanic features. For example, you have one incubator, but you can get 3 more with bought gems. It can be tedious, but very livable, since when there are egg events, you get 1 extra incubator for free until the event ends. And as I mentioned at the start, I started playing when there were big handouts like 10x free sync pairs or sync pair scouts for 10 days, which may not sound like much, but let me sum it up for you. In 10 days, you can get 100 sync pairs in total, with a great chance to get amazing and strong pairs, which if you would have to get them with your own gems, would cost you 30,000 gems, which would translate in real dollars to be $240. Really ridiculous. So, but also actually kinda generous, but that's how the cookie crumbles in this case. Now, off to the things I found lacking or annoying, the cons of this game. First, the story. Yes, I know that it's a Pokemon game and also a gacha game, which usually have a very low standard for story quality or are known to have some pretty bad stories, something like that. But even this game somehow has a lower quality for story. For example, the only thing I remember from around 30 chapter story is how you helped Rosa out against some bullies in the street, on to get help from her later, and the closing chapter where you fight against multiple well-known characters chapter after chapter like Sharon and How, then recruit them while in the middle you get some kind of bad guy action. And that brings me to the villains of this region, Team Break. The only cool thing about them is their mask design and intro in my opinion, because the grand design is just regular trainer models with a Team Break mask slapped on the face. Wow, very intriguing. Wow. Also pretty creative, wow, just amazing. Second, although I just mentioned a positive, let's return to it and mention a bad aspect to it, the gacha system. Yes, you can mostly avoid the pain that is the minuscule content lock behind the paywall and not to worry about gem buying, but it still is very infuriating. Firstly, the amount of fan favorite sync pairs. At first you may think, why am I complaining about it? But since you can get new pairs only by sync pair scouts, which usually cost 3,000 gems or $35 to $40 for 11 pair scout, the highest chance you usually have for the featured pair is 2%. And you may think, oh yeah, that sounds stupid, but can't you just save up gems and grind for it until you get the one you want? Oh well, how I wish that was true. Because it ain't! When a new sync pair is released, the scouting option for the featured pair only usually lasts for about a month. Then it's gone forever unless it's a general character or a usually common returning sync pair theme like Signa suits or I don't know, master pairs. No, master pairs don't return. In the series like Lucas from Gen 4. So if you wish to get that Summer Gloria pair, better cough up those gems, pal, or you are never gonna get it. Joke's on you, the pair was only available last summer, so you sweaty basement dwellers missed your chance. balancing, or rather the missing resemblance of it. At the start everything was nice and chill, since the thought of balance was still there. But as the years started to pass and more exclusive pairs were introduced with OP abilities and moves to induce spending, the balance slowly died out and faded away. Well, what about patches and balance changes? Non-existent, gotta keep the spenders happy. So, if you got a sync pair when it was available in its limited time window, you'll be able to shred enemies until the next juicier and stronger pair comes along. And for the finisher, multiplayer and co-op. Well, yeah, it is in the game, but you have to unlock it by doing the tedious story chapters. Okay, some chapters, right? No. Almost half of it until you get to try it out. And when you get to it, all fine and dandy, right? Also no, you can do co-op for select levels and grinding, so of course when you try to search for teammates to do the levels with you, 9 out of 10 times you will be put together with bots that in most cases have better sync pairs than you. And the times event co-op levels come around, you can play some of them in co-op, but they are rarely there for long and not limited to one play for the entire event duration. At least you find actual people there, but it ain't worth that much. But Retro, what about PvP? PvP in Pokemon Masters? Never heard of it, never has existed, and probably never will. So, conclusion time. What do I think of it as a whole? Well, it definitely is a unique experience. It has its flaws, but what game doesn't? I mean, I'd rather not speak about that since opinions differ, but yeah, like I said, it has flaws but not big enough to be a turn-off. The visuals for a mobile game are stunning. Gameplay is a small breath of fresh air compared to the mainline games. It's one of the most nicest gacha games, drop rate wise and currency gifting wise. But of course the bland story is pretty bad, although it builds some background lore and previous characters by giving them little lore bits, cutscenes and descriptions about them, which is more than is done for some characters in the Game Freak made games, or mainline games to be precise. The balancing ruins the difficulty a bit, but after taking in the positives and negatives, I would give this game a 7.5 out of 10, which may seem a bit generous, but somehow I have almost 150 hours playtime, so that speaks for itself. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, then other stuff on my channel may be of interest to you, so I suggest you go check it out. Thanks for your time, I really appreciate it. Hope to see you soon.